So today we shall be studying some of the analogies of electrical, thermal and chemical systems. So in chemical system we'll be taking the flow of fluid just to keep it simple. What do we actually mean by analogy? As you can see in the figure, just tell me whether the water is going to flow from this overhead tank to the house or is it going to flow from house to tank. I think you'll say that it's something very obvious. Water always flows from higher level to lower level. What if I put a pump? Then can I reverse the flow? Yes, that's what I've been doing in my house. I've been pushing the water using some pump, as you call it, as Tullu pump or whatsoever pump, to get the water from lower level to higher level. So the exact answer is that water flows from higher pressure to lower pressure. This pressure can be hydraulic pressure on account of height, or this pressure can be creating making use of some kind of mechanical device like pump. So we have this equation in mind, or we have this concept in mind that any fluid, so to say, it flows from higher pressure to lower pressure, and as this pressure increases, the flow rate also increases. Now we move over from this fluid system to thermal system, and then we say that heat flows from higher temperature to lower temperature, and more is the temperature difference, more is the flow of heat. And similarly, as you go in for electrical systems, we say that current flows from higher potential to lower potential, and more is the potential difference, more is the flow of current. So, what do we actually see? That in all the three systems, something is flowing from higher to lower, and that something is, in first case, it's a flow rate of fluid, in second case, it's the flow rate of heat, in third case, it's the flow rate of current. From higher to lower. What higher to lower? In first case, it's from higher pressure to lower pressure. In second case, it is from higher temperature to lower temperature. In third case, it is higher potential to lower potential. So there is some similarity. There is some similarity. These similarities are very uncanny, and we see that these similarities are called analogies. So you can say that moving from first system to second system to third system, whatsoever was the role played by pressure in first system was the role played by temperature in the second system was the role played by potential in the third system. Similarly, again, whatsoever was the role played by flow rate of fluid in the first system was flow rate of heat in the second system was flow rate of current in the third system. So that's how even in case of mechanical systems we will see that whatsoever is the role played by force is something equivalent to what's being played by its outcome is displacement. This is what we're going to study in the subsequent slides. But without getting confused about the force and the mechanical system at this moment of time, we are comparing the fluid systems with the thermal systems with the electrical systems with one simple idea in mind, and that is that we are going to get analogous elements, we are going to get analogies, so that whatsoever we understand comfortably in one system can be applied in the other system. And we know we are very comfortable with the electrical systems as such because of our background, and not only because of the background, because there are so many laws which have been involved in electrical system. For example, you have Kirchhoff's voltage law, which is there in electrical system. It's not there as such in fluid system, or not there as such in chemical systems or in thermal systems or mechanical systems. But once we find the analogies, we can easily apply those laws in the equivalent systems also. So that is the idea behind knowing or studying the analogies of electrical, thermal, and chemical systems, and so on. We'll be studying some of the mechanical systems also, which you might have already been exposed to in the control systems in your previous courses. So, friends, we are going to take one very simple example to drive home this aspect of what are analogies and why are they useful to us. I'm not going to go into the details at this moment of time, but just to give you an exposure to what are analogies as such. Consider this: you have gone in for such a famous circuit, it's called LCR circuit. So when we apply any voltage V, some current flows through it, and that current, as it flows, some potential is developed across R, some potential is developed across L, some potential is developed across C. And this is what you have been studying for last 3 4 5 semesters, I don't know, or even before. You might have gone through in your +2 before you had appeared in for JEE, as they call it these days. So what's happening? There is some current flowing I, and the potential which develops across R is given by I into R. I into R. I'm just recalling the things. What about L? What about the potential across L? That is, of course, L into di by dt. And what about the voltage across capacitor? Of course, you have to apply your mind. Oh, it was something like Q upon C. Just check it out. If I'm wrong, let me know. So what is the total voltage? The total voltage applied must be equal to the total voltage across resistance, across inductance, and across capacitance, sum of all these, because it's in series, as you can see. So the total sum total of the voltage has to be equal to the applied voltage. This is Kirchhoff's voltage law, and that's what you have been studying so far. So many semesters you have been studying this law. So let us see if we are able to get something, some hang of it. If you are comfortable with, let's see what's happening. Wow, exactly as we thought, but with one small difference, that instead of calling it I, I'm calling it as dq by dt. Dq by dt is rate of flow of charge, that is I. So instead of saying that voltage is equal to voltage across resistance, voltage across this resistance is equal to I into R, I'm saying it's R into dq by dt. So this dq by dt is nothing but R. Similarly, this, instead of saying that the voltage across inductance is equal to L into di by dt, I say it is d2q by dt square. And of course, this I had already stated, because this was a definition. By definition, C is equal to Q by V. So V becomes equal to Q by C. This is the way I remember it. So this remains as such. So instead of using Q and I, I'm using Q throughout. Yahan bhi Q, yahan bhi Q, and yahan bhi Q. I'm not changing somewheres I and somewheres Q. So this is one equation which you finally get, and nothing new in this equation, nothing great about it, and you've been studying through this equation number of times prior to this as well. So what is new? Let's move ahead. Again, my dear friends, this is something again Wohi Purana. It's a damper system. It's a spring mass damper system. As you can see, the spring constant is K, and the damping system is having damping constant B, and the mass is M. And as I pull it with force F, then there will be some force which will be there resisting this pull, that will be given by the spring. The spring will get elongated, and this elongation will be K into X, where X is the displacement, and the damper is going to resist. Its resistance will be equal to B into velocity. B is the damping coefficient, velocity you know is dx by dt, and mass of course has its inertia. So it's going to resist it by mass into acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but d2x by dt square. So if you see all these three forces one by one, how are they going to be represented in terms of x? F1 is equal to mass into acceleration, that is d2x by dt square. F2 is equal to b into dx by dt, and F3 is equal to k into x. Of course, we don't care about whether the letters are in uppercase or lowercase. So ignoring that, what do we get? The final force, total force, is sum of all these three forces, F1, F2, and F3. So that's what we get over here. So this, you see, is something very equivalent to what we had studied in electrical. That's what we're going to see in the coming slide. You see, you can see that whatsoever is the role played by M, whatsoever is the role played by M here is the role played by inductance. Whatsoever is the role played by B, damping coefficient, is the role played by resistance, and whatsoever is the role played by spring is the role played by 1 by C. 1 by C. this is where take care. And whatsoever is a role played by X is a role played by Q. So this is same set of old three equations, same set of 3 points over here, nothing new, but the new is equivalence. The new is equivalence. This is what we have seen, that once we have established the equivalence from one system to another system, then whatsoever are the laws which are applicable in one system can be applied as such in the second system, which otherwise you might have gone in for some more complicated ways, but these laws are already known to you. You can apply them as such. So this is the advantage of going in for analogies of electrical, thermal and chemical systems. We have seen mass equivalent to inductance, force equivalent to voltage, displacement equivalent to charge, and so on. So this is known as force voltage analogy. This is known as force voltage analogy. So friends, this is to conclude that there are simple and straightforward analogies between electrical, thermal, and fluid systems that we have been using. As we study the thermal and fluid systems as well, we are already comfortable with the electrical ones. The analogies between current, heat, and fluid flow are intuitive and can be directly applied, and things like Kirchhoff's current law or Kirchhoff's voltage law, they all work together. Likewise, you have analogies between voltage, temperature, pressure, again, as we had discussed in the previous slides. And finally, we go in for some quantities of interest, like you have pressure, voltage, temperature difference across some, and we can apply some of the works like Kirchhoff's voltage law and so on in all these three different systems with equal ease. So this is the advantage of going in for analogies. This was relatively simple session, but again a mind opening one, where you can develop a new concept of going in for analogies. Even as such in life, you can apply one thing you have learned in one system, you can be applying it in some other form in other situation. So this is the part of learning, and this is what we're going to enjoy as such. Thank you for being with me, and I hope you all stay safe. Bye bye.